Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Unchartered Discussions episode of Empowered to Grow podcast. This is your host, Hanan Basha, and I'm still with the lovely Dina Mostafa all the way from Egypt. Hi, Dina.
Hi. Thanks again for having me.
It's my pleasure. I love where this is going to go because with this part, and this is why I call it Uncharted Discussion, because we never know where we're going to go, and we've had I've had a lot of topics discussed here. But based on what we were discussing in the first episode, and I think also based on what is happening in our, I don't want to say our new life, but in the life that keeps evolving around us, we, especially as women, we get intimidated by the thought, because for you're a career woman, you're also an entrepreneur, you're a freelancer, you're a mom, you're a wife, and it is about the concept, of work-life balance. And I don't like thinking of work-life balance because I know I spent a lifetime trying to do that, the work-life balance, and it never is balanced because you're always, one thing takes over the other at a point in time, and you keep getting, guilt-tripped and guilty feelings all the time about, I should be doing this when I'm doing that, and I should be doing this when I'm doing that. I like to think of it as synergy. And the synergy means that, there's the flow of when things are prioritized, when it's family time, it's family time. When it's, I have something, I'm working on a project right now and I need to focus here on something. So it's about that flow in and out. But also it is about, I think there's this, I want to say conditioning that we have in our societies that it's your either or. You're either a wife or a mom, or no, it's wife and mom, but that's a package most of the time, at least, or a career or a businesswoman or, and I think we're transitioning or learning to transition into, and I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this. And I love to think of it because when I was thinking of, when people ask you, who are you? And first and above all, I like to say, I'm Hanan. I am the person. And I'm also a mom and a wife and an entrepreneur and kind of a leader and a mentor and a coach and a mother, and a sister and a daughter and all of that. So let's talk a little bit about that. What's your perspective on I think I put more than one topic out at you, but let's see where the conversation flows.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm Dina. I'm not going to start talk about what I do, but I'm Dina. I am a wife, a mom, and I work in marketing mainly, and I have a side project, you can say. I started this platform a few years ago, over 2.5 years ago. And it's going great. I love it because I can manage my time, and that's one of the benefits of working for yourself.
Yes.
And I also take on a few freelance projects, and the good thing about that is that you can also say yes, say no to what you can do, what you can't do. But of course, all this did not. This is not how it started. So this all has to come with practice and learning. Mainly, I can summarize them in 3 points. First of all, you need to prioritize your responsibilities. Yes. So whenever I tell someone that I have this side project and I help women grow their businesses online, and they go like, yeah, but I thought you work as a full-time marketing manager, for example. So I'm like, yes, I do that. And they're like, how are you handling that project as well? So I get these like what? No way. I'm sure there's something wrong there.
Yeah,
So
you're dropping the ball somewhere.
exactly. So I just want to say that it's not about how many things you take on. It's about the quality and how you're managing all this and how you're managing yourself. So
Yeah.
it's basically prioritizing your time, whether you're a mom, you're a wife, your, as you said, your work and life, you know, you need to balance both.
Yeah.
You need to know when to say no.
Yes.
And that's not just for your side projects or your freelance jobs, but also in your full-time job. You need to know when your limit is.
Yes.
And second of all,
And in
managing
your
your
family,
time.
let me add that too. And in your family life, you need to also know when
Definitely.
to know, learn when to say no.
Exactly, because you're expected to do so much.
Yeah.
There are so many expectations and requirements from you. And as you said, it's not just from your husband or your children. It's also from your family members. You're expected to call, to visit, to, you know, do all these
Your
things. And
friends, your acquaintances, your networks. Yep. And
exactly,
it keeps going on and on.
exactly. So we're requested, or actually we're expected to do all these things, and in the end you just realize that you're doing so much for everyone around you, but you're not even considering how you feel,
Yes.
your time, how you need to you know, divide your time, and how.
Mm.
So prioritizing yourself is definitely number one. Number two, managing your time.
Yes.
So you need to definitely have some time for yourself,
Yes.
um, taking a break,
1000%. Yes.
taking a break, and just letting yourself, you know, just disconnect to connect, if that
That's
makes
true.
any
That's
sense.
it. That's exactly
And
it.
and if you
To
don't
connect,
do
let me add to that, Dina, to be able to connect effectively and efficiently.
yes, exactly.
Because when you don't disconnect, what you're doing is you're actually just kind of spending your time. I say the zombie life, which is like, you know, you're just walking around, you're just
You're
doing
not
the,
productive at all.
yeah,
Yes,
you're not engaging, you're not present, you're not mindful, you're just doing what you need to do to get the day over, and then you start the next day and you do that. And I
exactly.
love how you say it, you disconnect to be able to connect to yourself, to your family, to your work, to whatever you're doing actually.
Exactly. My job is basically just being online all day. Just, you
Yeah.
know, whether it's you know, checking the news, managing social media. So I'm like, my phone is literally like, you know,
Yeah.
so
Hung around your neck. Yes. Not in the good way. Yes.
exactly. So if I put it down for just a few minutes, I'm just like, something's missing, you know. So so managing your time is definitely well, it's number two on my list. um Schedule, planning is one of the most important things that you can do to keep sane.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you have so much on your plate and you just can't focus, of course you need to plan what you need to do, what needs to be prioritized and finished right now. And if you realize that you can actually do this in a couple of days instead of today, you'll have more time for yourself. And that's how you can manage your time between your house, your family, yourself. So that's very important, planning ahead. And so managing your time, and third thing is managing yourself and just working on yourself. um Listening to yourself, I guess, is one of the most
Yeah.
important things here.
Tuning
And
into your body and what your body's telling you. Yeah.
exactly, if you feel like you can't handle something, if you feel like this is too much, you just need a break. Do that. Working on yourself, developing yourself, that's not going to be possible at all if you don't have the, you know, the ability to focus
Yeah.
on what your needs are. So I guess these are the top, well, the pieces of advice I'd like to give from, or what I've actually learned over the years, working a full-time job, having a side hustle, and freelancing. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I'm not saying that it's
No, it
and
never
I'm not
is.
saying- Yeah, and I'm not saying that everyone can do it. It's just how I function, for example. And sometimes you can do so much, but someone else can be so good at something else alone. So I can't say that it's okay to for everyone to do that. Everyone has a different personality. Their needs are different. Their goals are different. So I guess focusing on your own goals and not concentrating on other people's.
I was just about to tell you that. Yeah.
Other people's, what do you want to call it? What they're going through. I mean,
whatever they're going through, whether they're aspiring for something else or they're engaged in something else.
Exactly.
Which I think brings us to the foundational, even before, everything you discussed, which I love. It is kind of spending enough time with yourself to identify, what do you want? What are your expectations for yourself? Not what society is expecting of you, family, or whatever it is, but what is it that you actually want? And I think that is the essence. Simon Sinek says, start with why. So why do you want this? And what do you want? And then accordingly, when you say, then I can take on and, then because it's part of my objectives, part of my aspirations. And I think that part as well becomes your motivating factor, because you're working towards something. So you have a goal. Your goals might not be very solid, as in, I know where I'm going to be, because remember the question you keep getting asked in interviews in a job is like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't know. At this point in time.
What would I tell myself when I'm 90?
Well, yeah, that no. What do you thank yourself for?
And I answered that. So,
but
and I just want to add that I just want to add that set realistic goals. I mean, don't just go like, oh, I see someone doing that, I want to do that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. It's a good thing to have a goal, work towards it, but think of what you can do, not what you wish you could do. I mean, like, we all wish a lot of things, but what can you do with certain tools around you, with your capabilities, with your own lifestyle? I mean,
yes, that's true. Your circumstances, as you were saying, when your baby was 2 years old, is different when he's 10, is different when he's 20. The amount of resources you have as well are indicative. And not resources, people immediately think money. It's not just about the money. I say you've got 5 different types of resources. You have your money, of course, that's definitely a resource, your time, your energy, your knowledge, and then any other tangible or intangible assets that you've got. So whether you have a company up and running or not, whether you have people in a support system, these are all part of your resources. And you have to be, as you said, exactly, you have to be realistic about setting those expectations and the goals for yourselves, depending on your resources at this point in time, knowing that they will shift and they will change with you, but not to set something that you are actually disempowering yourself by saying, I can't reach it, or I couldn't reach it.
Exactly. The unachievable is just, working towards the unachievable is just basically, well, I can't say it's a waste of time, but it's definitely gonna put you down at some point.
Yeah.
And we're here to tell you that have a goal, have a dream, and work towards it, but be realistic. Be realistic
about what you're expecting of yourself today and tomorrow. I mean, dream as big as you want. And I always say that, as I set the biggest dreams you can ever think of, but then take to what's the step today? What's your step tomorrow? Be realistic about that step. And then accordingly, as you take the steps, then your, kind of the growth towards your goals is a lot more achievable.
Exactly. That's perfect. You said it perfectly well.
Thank you. Dina, I know that we can go on chatting forever, but I love with all my guests, I'm like, I know we can go on forever. But I'm also respectful of your time, and thank you so much for that and your energy that you're sharing. If we want to kind of just wrap it up by saying or for you to share kind of 2 or 3 examples of women you've worked with, whether when you had the magazine or the shop itself, or in your freelance work or through the platform, that have inspired you to say, you know what, I'm empowered to grow, or I could be empowered to grow like they are.
You want me to mention names?
No names, not necessarily,
Okay.
just the story.
A story. Let's see. Well, let me tell you, not a specific story. I'll actually share, you can call it some advice.
Yeah.
Or well, these are the lessons that I've learned.
Yeah.
And what has helped me reach. I'm not going to say that, you know, I'm all successful and everything, because there are lots of downs, and we don't really share that with everyone. But I've learned from these inspiring women not to be afraid to share your knowledge, and work and support others for them to grow as well. So you've definitely, through your skills, your expertise, and what you've learned, reached a certain stage in your career or your job or your, you know, business. And you were lucky enough to meet people that helped you grow. So you've reached this position, and you're capable of sharing knowledge or support to people around you that need it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be selfish, and keep this knowledge and experience to yourself. We think that it's I'm not going to talk about you know, all the and there are a lot of them, these negative women,
Yeah,
that don't want to share they compete with you, they don't want you to grow. I'm going to talk about the ones that actually want you to grow, are the ones that grow with you as well. And they think that not sharing their knowledge or keeping it to themselves makes their piece of the pie bigger, but actually it's the complete opposite.
It's funny that you say that, because I say that as well. I say knowledge is the one resource that when you share it can never be depleted.
Exactly. That's exactly true. So that's something I've learned from these ladies, that if you share this knowledge and your passion with others, that's really something. And that's one of the things that inspired me and empowered me to grow and be where I am today, and helping all these lovely ladies in my community grow their businesses and see what they are actually able to achieve on their own. And all I did was just, you know, a little tiny push, or just put them on the right track. So that's something for me, I guess. And I really hope that I can inspire others to achieve their dreams, to empower anyone out there to actually, you know, just do what they were meant to do. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to push yourself. Don't be afraid to trust yourself, and certainly not keep your knowledge to yourself. So just like what you're doing here, you're talking to many ladies. You're talking about their businesses. They could be coaches just like you, but you're actually sharing knowledge. You're sharing information about things, and I'm sure you definitely helped a lot of ladies out there with your podcast, and that's something.
I hope so.
You definitely did. You definitely did.
Thank you so much, Dina. This has been lovely and empowering on so many levels. And I hope that you keep doing what you're doing, because I know that people need your support.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
It was
you.
my pleasure to join you tonight.
Thank you so much, Dina. And for everyone listening and everyone seeing this, we both hope that you share all the value and all the knowledge that you can share, because it does come back. I believe the universe conspires and sends back a lot of good things your way as well. And just knowing, and I think I share with you, Dina, when someone just sees me in public or sends me a personal message saying thank you for something that I shared, that warms my heart and makes me, kind of more assertive of the mission I'm on in life, and to be able to show up again and to show up consistently, because knowing that you can be of service to someone else, someone you don't know, or someone who you've imprinted on positively one way or another, I think that's such a blessing, and it's a very, very humbling experience as well. So we hope you continue to do that. And until next time, I wish you love, abundance, and prosperity. See you next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananulbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.